As you know, I was here 3 times. I represent Teamsters Local 142. And at the January 13th meeting, it was stated that our resolution for recognition for the employees of the school corporation, school bus drivers, would be sent to the attorneys as well as the superintendent for review. And I was wondering if that review was done and how far we're coming with it.
We are taking that under advisement, and the recommendation hasn't been completed yet.
It has been completed. Do you have any timetables, or
No timetables right now.
you don't have any timetables
We'll try to get something for the next board meeting.
for the next board meeting? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Regan. Anyone else would like to come and address the board?
Good evening, Mr. President, Superintendent, trustee members. My name is Byron Duke Florence, 504 East 150th Street. Just want to make a comment on the remark Mr. Harding said, "We believe in you." Also remember, the students, when you tell it to the students, they believe in us too, so make sure when we tell them something, we mean it. A couple things I just have to address, you know, and I'm kind of proud to understand that the school city barred no expenses in trying to get these kids educated, because, you know, if you think the price of education is expensive, find out how much it'll cost you to be done. A couple things I do want to address. One, I mentioned to you earlier, latter part of last year, Mr. Javino and Mr. Ramirez, I wanted to get some information regarding the total package, the prices of moving waste from the schools, the dumpsters, the containers, and I've yet to receive that information. You know, and I'm talking about we as a school city, we're spending anywhere from $140,000 to $250,000 a year removing waste, garbage, and my whole idea was to find out who's removing it. Are they having any local participation in this? Are these local companies? You know, simply because there's jobs involved that East Chicago people can be doing. And the other thing I would like to address is what's the status at this point on the William Passmore Center?
Okay, have you submitted a Freedom of Information?
I sent you
Right, but
to you at your request and to Frank. And
Okay.
I'm going on too much yet.
Okay, well,
and maybe some things take time.
right,
That's
well,
a
we'll
long
look into
time.
that. Well, it shouldn't go to me, but it should go to the administration building.
I
but
did both at your
okay.
request.
Okay. And the Passmore, I mean, I'm not familiar with,
There had been talk, and I guess some information through the school city that they were going to erect a William Passmore Center using school city funds.
okay, well, we'll look into that, Mr. Florence. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else would like to address the board?
My name is Ernestine Jackson. I live at 4223 Hidalgo Lane in East Chicago, Indiana. So I need some of these other people's 3 minutes because 3 minutes won't do it. But I'd just like to say that I've been in the school city of East Chicago. I've had kids in the school for the last 33 years here. So I'm not new to the school district. And I've been an involved parent and grandparent. And when I sit here and I listen to the business that goes on in the recommendation, your recommendation that you do and you approve, and I sit back there as a citizen and as a parent, and if I don't agree and I really don't understand what you're approving and what you're recommending, I don't have a chance or an opportunity to say, I don't agree, or what are you saying? Just what do you mean? To me, it's like a mock trial, and I'm just sitting here listening. These things are approved and passed by the board. Again, as I said before, I don't know who's the head of the board, the mayor, the superintendent, or the president of the board. I don't know at this point, and I haven't known. I've seen these board members play musical chairs. Every time I come, there's a different one. Maybe that's going to change, I hope so. But another thing, the strategic planning that we talked about, that we spent a lot of dollars to go out to the boat and wherever and do all the strategic planning. It's going to be in the schools. We're going to involve the parents. I'm a parent. I don't see it. I don't see it. I haven't seen it. I was told it's going to be right at your school where your kid go, and you're going to be able to be involved and know what's going on. It's not happening because I'm not an at-home parent. It's not happening. I don't care what's on paper. Downstate, they say that East Chicago looks good on paper, but they got a poor record for putting into effect what they put on paper. So we need to change that. Also, I agree. I'm excited about the computers, about the grade level expectations being set higher, because they have a second grader who's doing work that my other kids did a long time ago in third and fourth grade. That's good. That's why we couldn't pass the test, because we weren't being taught what's on the test. And our kids are being punished for that. Not that they couldn't learn, but because they wasn't being taught at that level. I hear them talk about support services, and I hear them talk about support services. Our support service has been cut. And I hear talk about $800,000 that we got for support services. Our social workers, our people who work in the classroom, their benefits have been cut. So it looked like we would have excess money there instead of adding more money. And another thing, my heart is heavy because in East Chicago, I understand that the state said that we needed to make some changes to our school city. But I wouldn't think the state would want us to exclude everybody in East Chicago from those plans. Because I know we got some qualified teachers here. I've seen some go home. I've seen some be forced to go home. And my heart is really heavy today because what's happening. And you know, when kids come home and say, well, my teacher is suspended, and I want my teacher back because I got a different teacher or somebody, I don't have anybody teaching me today. That's a problem. This is not gossip over the telephone. This is coming from children. And when we, as parents, ask about what's going on in the school city, I hear this about this person or that person. Oh, we can't tell you because that's private and that's personal. But when the kids in the classroom know and can tell you all about it, somebody ain't keeping something private. Look, I'm talking about 5th and 6th graders. When they know it and they're concerned about their education, and there should be a whole lot of parents out here supporting what their children are saying today. And maybe they are. I don't know. But I just know I have some in those situations. But it bothers me. I think about your hiring practices. When you go, do East Chicago residents, do East Chicago school teachers, do they know, can they opt for these jobs? Or is there nobody? Because what I see, and I'm in all of your schools, I'm in this school less than I am in any of them. I don't see the new teachers and the new personnel being East Chicago residents. And that bothers me. Are they applying or do we not qualify? Or does the state say you can't hire any East Chicago residents anymore? That's a big problem to me, and it should be to the whole city of East Chicago. It should be a problem.
Ms. Jackson,
And we need as many, I know my 3 minutes is over, I'm taking somebody else who don't want to talk. We need as many males as we can in the school city here in East Chicago. And we need to be preserving them. We need to be preserving them. And it looks like anybody with over 15, 20 years, they're being either kicked out or forced out in this city. And I mean, I'm not talking names, nobody asked me to come here and talk, but if I need to and if I had to, I could prove what I'm saying. Because I'm not going to stand before you and just talk. Because if I had to bring a child or 5 or 6 up here to tell you what I just said, I could do that too.
well, we appreciate you coming up.
But and like I said, for 5 or 6 years, I've been talking to this board. And all I do is come here and complain and talk. 1 or 2 times have I seen any results. So I can understand why people don't come. It doesn't profit them anything to stand here and talk to this board. Nothing. Nobody takes what we say and go back and do anything. I'm just talking. I'm just blowing off steam. That's all.
Well, we appreciate your comments, Ms. Jackson.